Have you ever heard of a tradition so difficult, so demanding that it was completely lost for 2 whole centuries? Well, today we're going to talk about the incredible story of Vedamurti Devavrat Mahesh Rekhe, a 19-year-old who managed to bring it back from the brink all by himself.
That's right. For 200 years, this incredibly complex Vedic tradition just sat there, dormant. It was a ritual so precise that nobody for generations could complete it in its pure classical form. Just let that sink in for a moment. That's a huge piece of cultural history that was basically out of reach.
So that's the big question for us today, isn't it? What does it actually take to bring something like that back to life? In this explainer, we're going to follow the amazing journey of the young man who, somehow, managed to do just that.
All right, so let's dive in and meet our protagonist. He's a 19-year-old from Maharashtra who was, you could say, basically born for this. He was uniquely prepared for this historic task from day one.
Now, the first thing you notice is his family background. Devavrat wasn't just any kid. He grew up completely surrounded by this ancient knowledge. His father, Mahesh Rekhe, is a respected Vedic scholar, so this world was his world from the very beginning. And he was raised in what's known as the Guru-Shishya Parampara. Now, this isn't like learning from books in a classroom. It's about total immersion. It means mastering thousands of verses by listening to your teacher, your guru, and then repeating them over and over and over until every single syllable is perfect. It's how this knowledge has been passed down for thousands of years.
Okay, so now let's talk about the challenge itself. Because this isn't just any recitation. We're about to get into the specific ritual that Devavrat took on, something that a lot of people thought was literally impossible in this day and age.
It's called the Dandakrama Parayanam. And let me tell you, this is far from simple chanting. It is an unbelievably intricate form of recitation from the Shukla Yajurveda, with all these complex patterns and tones. Honestly, it's considered one of the most difficult oral traditions in the entire world.
And just look at the sheer scale of this thing. The ritual requires you to perfectly recite nearly 2,000 different mantras. And the real kicker? Every single one has to be done completely from memory. And when we say perfect, we mean perfect. We're talking about flawless memory, of course, but also perfect pronunciation, perfect pitch, perfect rhythm. There is absolutely zero room for even the tiniest mistake. And that ridiculously high standard? That's exactly why no one had done it for 200 years.
So, with that almost impossible standard in mind, Devavrat travels to the holy city of Kashi. And it was there that he began his attempt to literally make history.
For 50 consecutive days from October 2nd all the way to November 30th, he just chanted, hour after hour, day after day, inside the Valabaram Shaligram Sangaved Vidyalaya, performing this continuous, unbroken recitation. So, what was the result after 50 days and almost 2,000 mantras? 0 mistakes. Not a single one. After 2 centuries of silence, the Dandakrama Parayanam was brought back to life, perfectly.
As you can imagine, the news of this incredible feat just exploded. It went all the way to the top, earning praise directly from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who called his devotion an inspiration for all future generations.
And the recognition just started pouring in. Major spiritual institutions gave him the title of Vedamurti, which basically means an embodiment of the sacred Vedas. The famous Sringeri Shardapitham honored him with a valuable gold bracelet and a big cash award to celebrate the revival of this precious tradition.
So this is an amazing personal accomplishment, right? But why does this one young man's achievement matter so much to modern India? What's the bigger picture here?
Well, it's because what Devavrat did is so much more than just a personal win. It's a huge cultural statement. It's a living, breathing reminder that ancient knowledge isn't just something stuck in old books. It can be carried forward, right now, by young people. What he did really proves the power of these timeless values. It took an insane amount of discipline, unshakable devotion, and a deep sense of dharma, or duty. He showed that these ideas are just as powerful today for making history as they were centuries ago. You know, in our world of constant digital updates and distractions, you'd think that ancient oral traditions would just sort of fade away. But Devavrat's journey proves that our roots, our heritage, they still matter. They matter a lot. And a legacy, even one that's been silent for 200 years, can absolutely be brought back.
And in the end, his incredible story doesn't just stop with him. It kind of leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. What parts of our own heritage are we preserving?
And what kind of legacy is this generation going to choose to leave behind?